What a wonderful world. This isn't the sewer level, is it? Speaking of red gems can be bought at Christopher's, we still haven't come across that guy. I thought for sure we would have seen him at least once by now. Unless he shows up in Act 2-3. Maybe he shows up here.
You know I found Paula in a dumpster, right?
What? You said you met her at the supermarket.
I did. It was the bin out behind the dime a dozen.
And you just picked her up out of the rubbish and brought her home.
Why no?
Sometimes I think I hardly know you.
Huh. I wonder if I can do that. So... yeah, also, now that we have all three base weapons, now's a good time to point out, Johnson also changes color. The flame changes color, depending on what you have equipped. In case you get sidetracked and, like, forget along the way. Man, I don't like this. Ew. Let's just light that up, shall we?
What was that?
I don't know.
Ugh.
We've got company, as in lots of.
Well, if they pull up a
Yeah.
chair, I would be happy to beat them with it.
1, 2. Shot you in the balls, shot you in the balls. You I can step on. You I can step on. Not bad. Nothing that way. Oh, there's still another one. So yeah, if you shoot off their legs, you can then proceed to stomp on them. And if it gives you the one where you can mash and just like hammer down on them, it's a good way of farming gems. Something to keep in mind. Something I will totally forget about, but you know, something to keep in mind. Yeah, there it is. So I kind of wish... yeah, let's get ammo for a thing I haven't used. I kind of wish these came before the bosses. But you will find, I think, 3 or 4 of these. I know I just kind of gave away how many bosses there are, but you will find 3 or 4 of these that give you a backstory for the boss that you just beat. And I must say, they are a treat to listen to.
Man never had his fill. It was a cold and snowy eve. Certainly no night for a man without a home to be walking these grey and endless streets. Inside the pizza parlor, George Reed spun a lively tune on his harmonica. The local children giggled and pointed excitedly at the harmonica man as their parents glowed with approval. His reward would be all the pizza he could eat, 6 pies at least, and a warm bed in one of these folks' homes. He knew they were good for it. But when he tucked in for the night, George had not had his fill. As the years and calories stacked up, most men would have got older and fatter. Yet for all he consumed, George only got thinner as he washed from town to town. Tapeworm. Tonight he plied his trade with some grannies and orderlies in a nursing home. Hoo-ah-ha! His harmonica filled the room with joy. After devouring 3 helpings of pork chops and mashed potatoes, he eyed the plate of the old woman next to him. Juice dribbled down his chin.
Go ahead, Georgie, she said. You're such a good boy, you shouldn't have to starve.
But George had not had his fill. Early the next morning, he was already on the freeway with his thumb in the air.
Where are you headed?
Said the man in the truck.
Nowhere.
Said George.
Anywhere.
It was a new decade, and tonight George played to an all but empty bar in the city. He had lost a lot of weight. Afterwards, the only woman in the joint took the stool next to him and asked him his name. The bartender leaned over the counter.
You don't know this guy, Mary. George is famous. Been all over the tri-state area.
With a wink, he added, man's insatiable. And that night, George proved it as he buried his face in Mary's beaver. Holy
Out of curiosity, what the hell am I looking at on that on the left-hand page?
That harmonica, she purred. But even after 5 trips to heaven and back, he had not had his fill. The morning after was an awkward affair as they stared at each other over coffee. One wanted to feel more, the other just wanted to feel.
To this day, I can't tell, and I'm afraid of the moment I figure it out.
In his
I think I know what I'm looking at.
Skin and bones. I can relate, except for the skin part. His last meal had been a mistake. It was on a sidewalk one night in a small suburban town that he came across the boy. Hungrily, and with an agonized grimace, he opened his mouth to beg for help. Out came a cacophony of wheezes and toots, but the boy understood.
Wait, you mean Jorge ate his harmonica?
Once he was alone, George Reed looked at the candy bar he held in one hand and began to cry. They found George's half-eaten body in a market next town over. In one hand he held a knife, in the other a fork. Chunks of flesh had been torn from his chest and his arms. Blood framed an eerie smile. The wind that morning blew fierce, and as it whistled through the hole he'd carved out of his own neck, the harmonica man played his last song in this world. There were Gawkers, and many knew him. They shared stories of how he'd filled them with hope, filled them with life. They, at least, had had their fill. Especially Mary. The end.
Right, so there you go. There you go, that's the boss we just fought. Yeah, like I said, I kind of wish those came before the bosses, but it's still like kind of a really cool way of like telling you about the VIP demons that you fight. Oh, there's a strawberry over there. Just like every Suda 51 game. Except for, except for, Liberation Maiden, as far as I know. There are no references to strawberries in that.
He doused our goat.
Then let's put out some lights of our own.
Alright, so let's just run up here. Pow! Dead. Oh, there's more. Ew, I hate ground.
Would you kindly bust a cap in those mother fudges before they douse the lights?
Oh, there's more. Still more.
You know, we never finished talking about you kidnapping Paula.
I didn't kidnap her.
You hauled her out.
Yeah,
of
we
a
just
skin.
found her.
Isn't that illegal in some states? What did she say?
Nothing. Not for weeks. I was afraid to even touch her, you know? Like she didn't belong to me. To anyone.
But something changed.
There was a phone call.
Yeah, remember that. It's almost about Chicowella. Well, yeah, like, that's the implication, but I think there's... I think there's more to that picture. I don't know, I'm afraid to examine it closely for fear of what it actually is. Is this an actual crate? No.
Speaking of phones, put that on hold, G. We've got company.
All the way over there. Oh yeah, I can't. How? Oh, I switched back at some point. I don't believe it. Wait, what? Yeah, this section isn't great.
Adios.
Turn around. Got him. There we go. So I don't think I can shoot him through the... Oh, I kinda can. No.
Fuck you.
Oh, dear. Let's be cool. Or not. I switch weapons at some point, it's fine.
Okay, now what's this about a phone call?
Me and Paula were eating when the phone rang. Suddenly, she slams her fork down and says, "Don't answer it!"
Creepy.
First thing she ever said to me. I got up to take the call. Johnson, you should have seen her. She jumped out of her chair, ran to the phone, and ripped it right off the wall.
Whoa.
Then she came and put her arms around me and started crying. It was the craziest, weirdest, sexiest thing I have ever seen. I've been hers ever since.
Well. Oh, you would too. Go away. That took way too many bullets. Wait, could I have done that from in here this entire time? Okay. Ah, there we go. Or wait, yes? No? No, that's the way I came from. Ah, up here. There we go. Ugh. What do we got? Teeth kill.
What? Demons don't like teeth?
The gun laws here are very strict. Haven't you wondered why they don't shoot back? You and I are violating almost every rule in the book. Heck, I'm practically made of teeth.
The gun laws. Oh, like I said, there's the Castle of Hassel. It's in every level that's outside. Just so you know where you have to go. Ugh, there's some gross stuff in that room. Okay, I don't know why I thought like a person
No, siree.
just like
Maybe it's from Paul.
Or at
just like
least
showed up there.
answers.
Yeah, we can afford it. We can afford tons of alcohol. Tax refund. So the TV's turned down a bit, so I can't actually hear where... Okay, well that explains it. It's this way anyway. Like, I can faintly, ever so faintly hear the phone. Whoa!
Dios mío. Paula, is that you?
Oh.
This fucking torture end! Ah!
From Hottie to Hamburg.
I love it. I should put that as the new follower notification. Okay, before we mess with this, guys, I have an announcement to make. I really have to pee. So, before we mess with this nonsense, I will be right back. Because I think this is the fireworks segment, and it's not that fun.